Hello and welcome back to our summer series of workouts. What we're doing today is a really gentle, kind of beginners type session, just really low level. If your back's feeling a bit sore or you're not quite sure of the exercises, this is probably quite a good one to do. So we're going to start lying and we're going to run through our rest position. So you should all know this by now because you've been coming to our classes for long enough. But just a quick run through, so the feet start together, let the toes turn out, let the heels follow, and those thighs are parallel, knees are in line with your hip bones. Back of the head's nice and heavy into your cushion, or a folded up towel would work, or like a really small flat pillow. Think about the alignment through the legs and then moving up to the pelvis. So we want this pelvis to be in a neutral position, so you could try tilting forwards and backwards a couple of times. And then find that neutral rest position. You shouldn't feel like you're working too hard to hold it there. Just make sure that you have got that small curve in the lower part of the back. Back of the rib cage is melting into the floor and the back of the head is heavy into your cushion. Shoulder blades are melting into your mat. And just lengthen through the back of the neck. Imagine your crown of the head is stretching towards the wall behind you. Arms are nice and relaxed. We're going to engage our centre to get started with. So we're taking a big breath in, and then as you breathe out, engage your centre. So feel that tightening in the very deepest abdominal muscles between your pubic bone and your tummy button. So you feel a gentle connection there, either at the end of your out breath or lift through the pelvic floor, and that should bring in that connection there. So we're going to start with overhead reach. So we're going to take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, lengthen your fingertips away from you and then float the arms up overhead. Make sure that the back of the rib cage stays connected into the floor. Only take your arms as far back as you can go without this rib cage area lifting up. Breathe in to bring your arms back down. So we're keeping on working with this. You might find that those arms go a little bit further back with each subsequent stretch. So breathing in. This is one exercise where your breathing will help the exercise. So breathing out as your arms go overhead. The breath out will help that rib cage stay connected. And then breathe in, bring the arms back again. Breathing out, arms overhead. Breathing in. We're going to add in a single leg stretch with this exercise. So breathing out, those arms go back overhead, the leg stretches in the opposite direction. Make sure you're staying in neutral. Breathe in, bring the arms back down. So switching left to right. Only work through the range of movement that feels comfortable for you and that you can control. So at the end of the stretch, if you feel that your back is starting to arch, just make sure those abdominals are working to control that, or don't take it quite so far the next time. Okay, so let's finish with that one, and then bring your arms back down to your side. Just quick check that you're still in your neutral position as we move on to some rotary stability work. So we're taking a breath in, breathe out, let your right knee open to the side, your pelvis is staying level. Breathe in, return it to the start position, and then switch to your other side. Breathe in to return. So we're alternating from left to right. Keep working with your out breath to open, in breath to return, and keep monitoring that your pelvis is staying nice and flat. If it helps, pop your hands across the front of your pelvis. That might just help keep you level, so you can just monitor what's going on. If this feels quite straightforward for you, for the last 3 to each side, you could bring your leg up into a single tabletop position and do our last 3 opening to the side. But if that doesn't feel comfortable, keep that foot on the floor and carry on with your hip twist level 1 as we've been doing. Just going to finish our last 3 to the other side. As you're opening that knee, just make sure that your supporting one isn't moving at all. Right, we're going to keep working with our tabletop position now. So this is scissors level 1. But what we're going to do is add in a little bit of coordination with this. So we're going to do an opposite arm lift. It's a bit like the movement that our body does when we're walking, maybe accentuated a little bit. So watching out for a nice stable pelvis as you switch from one side to the other, and watching out that your knee isn't drifting towards your chest as it comes up towards you. Okay, let's see. Forget about the arms. And with the legs, we're now going to see if we can move into our double tabletop prep position. There's a couple of ways that we can make it a little bit more gentle for you if this feels too much. But what we're going to do is bring our first leg up into tabletop. We're going to deepen the connection through the abdominals as the second one floats up, making sure nothing's moving through the trunk. And we're breathing in to bring the first leg down and the second leg down. So switching sides, first leg up, deepen through the abdominals to let the second leg come up, breathing in, first leg down, second leg down. If that feels like that's too much of an effort, then what you can do is you can pop a little block underneath your feet so you're working through a shorter range of movement. Like a couple of books would work, or you can slide your heel in towards your sit bone as you float the leg up. Same thing as you're lowering down. So let's do a couple more reps of these. And then bring your feet back down to the floor and you can rest there. Arms nice and relaxed. We're going to start to focus a little bit more through the upper part of the body and do abdominal prep. So with this one, the arms are going to link, fingers are going to link, and pop them at the back of your head. Your elbows are nice and wide. You should be able to see them in your peripheral vision. Make sure they stay nice and wide. We're in our neutral position, again, small curve in the lower part of the back. The head staying nice and heavy. We're taking a breath in, and as you breathe out, we're folding in the middle, thinking about this bottom rib gliding down towards the hip bone. Take a breath in, and then breathe out, lower back down again. Breath in to hold, breathe out, fold forward, breath in here, and then breathing out, rolling back down again. So just keeping on working through our abdominal prep. If that feels quite comfortable for you, then what you could do is you could remove your head cushion, and that will allow you to work through a slightly bigger range of movement. Just keep remembering the head stays heavy, you're not pulling through the head, your elbows stay wide, and your chin doesn't come down onto your chest. What we're going to do this next time, we're going to hold it up here and we're going to do some pulses. We're going to do 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And we're going to do one more set of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure we've not lost neutral. Breathing in, lowering back down. You can let your arms relax, and you can let your head just turn from side to side 2 or 3 times, just to ease out those neck muscles. Okay, while we're on our back without the head cushion, we're going to bring our feet a little bit closer towards our sit bones, so the feet and the ankles are directly underneath the knees, and we're going to do shoulder bridge. So mobilise our spine and work through the glutes a little bit. So let's take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to start with a couple of half bridges. So flatten your lower back into the floor, squeeze your bottom, and just scoop your pelvis up off the mat, just a little. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, returning your lower back onto the floor, back into our neutral position. So take a breath in again, breathe out, flatten your lower back into the floor, squeeze your bottom. I'm going to go up a little bit higher this time. If I move my arm, you should be able to see. Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, again, thinking about that tilting through the lower back, so mobilising through the spine until you feel your low back flat into the floor. Let your glutes relax and take you into neutral. If this was comfortable for you, let's carry on and bring ourselves into our full bridge movement. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out, flattening into the floor, squeezing your glutes, scooping the pelvis up off the floor, and then peeling our spine off the floor one bone at a time. Stretch those thighs away from you until you're in your bridge position. Straight line between the shoulders, the hips and the knees. Take a breath in here. And then as you breathe out, start by sinking heavy through the breastbone. Return every vertebra in turn. Let me just move my arms so you can see. Rolling all the way down through flat back position and into neutral. We're going to do 2 more of those. Breath in to prepare. Breathe out, flatten the lower back. Peel the spine up. Stretch those knees away from you. Make sure your knees stay the same distance apart until we're into our bridge position. Take a breath in at the top. Breathe out, sinking from between the shoulder blades, rolling all the way down, all the way through your spine. Every vertebra connecting in turn through flat back position. Let the glutes relax. And one last one. Rolling all the way up, up. Breath in at the top. And then rolling down, every vertebra connecting in turn. And then relax when you get to that neutral position. We're going to finish off just by stretching through our spine, so bringing the feet together, inner thighs connected, arms out to the side. Let's take a breath in here. Actually, we're just going to pop a head cushion back in. And then as we breathe out, we're going to let the knees drop to one side, let the head turn to the other side. Your foot on the uppermost side will need to lift up off the floor slightly so it stays stacked. Head turning the opposite direction. Take a breath in. Then as you breathe out, using the muscles through your waist to bring you back through your mid position. Take a breath in as you go through center. Breathe out. Knees going the other way. Head turning the opposite direction. Take a breath in here. And then breathing out, coming back up again. 2 more in each direction. Make sure those shoulder blades stay anchored down. Knees moving to the side. Head can turn in the opposite direction. Breath in. Breathe out. Use those abdominals to bring you back up into your start position. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Rolling the other way. Shoulder blades staying fixed down. Breath in. Breathe out. Return. Last one to each side. Take a breath in here. Breathe out as a lift. And our very last one. Okay, we're going to finish up our session with just a couple of exercises in a 4-point kneeling position. Just the last couple of stretches. So in our kneeling position, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders or slightly forward of the shoulders. Try and soften those elbows just a little, and we're going to do cat stretch. Start by pushing the floor away from you. Really lift up out of the chest. Take a breath in, and then breathe out. Tuck the tailbone under, push the back of the ribcage up towards the ceiling. Look down towards your tummy. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, that tailbone returns to neutral first of all. Glide the shoulder blades back down into your neutral position. Push the floor away from you. Take a breath in, and again. Breathing out. Big breath in here. to neutral. One more. Breathing out for our cat stretch. Breath in to hold. Breathe out to return. Thread the needle, last exercise. Again, push that floor away from you. Nice alignment through the neck. Take a breath in. Breathe out, lift the right hand, feed it behind the left hand. Bend your supporting elbow to get you stretch through the rib cage. Take a breath in and then breathe out. Come back to your start position and then switch to the other side. Take a breath in here. Last one to each side. Try not to sit back on your hips too much. And then last one. And you can finish off by having sit back on your heels into a shell stretch, child's pose. Thank you very much for joining us again for our summer workout series. Hopefully the summer weather, the sunshine will continue out of our windows behind us. We will be putting a video out each week, hopefully over the summer. Should hopefully give you a nice variety of workouts that you can do, but obviously you can just repeat the ones that you like or tag 2 or 3 together. So we hope to see you soon. Thanks very much for joining us again. Bye bye for now.